Hello my people, how are you? I hope you are doing well. So today I visited Mr. Francis's farm in Njeru, Buikwe district. He's going to introduce himself and he takes us through. Those who have been thinking of dairy farming, piggery, please, you have to watch this video till the end.
Hello, you're welcome. This is Mr.Tumusiime. I'm an agribusinessman based in Njeru, Buikwe district. This is my dairy farm. It's a zero grazing operation that I started in 2015.
Wow.
I started it with 3 cows, but I've built a structure that now can accommodate 20 cows. The dairy farm has grown. Actually, it's right now 26 plus cows. I've divided my farm into 2. I have another place where I grow the fodders that I feed these cows. Yeah, one of my biggest reason for starting this business was to have something that is income generating to households. And I think dairy business is one of the businesses that can easily sustain with that situation, like creating an income generating project. And yeah, with the time that I've run this project, I really think it's one thing that I feel that this nation is blessed. It's a project that can easily work throughout. Before I started this project, or even during the time, I've been visiting farmers all over, and I've seen the challenges that most farmers would find who are trying dairy businesses. So one of the things that I've learned over time is I want to see how people can run such an operation.
I really can't wait to learn more from you as we move around your projects.
Yes. So this place can accommodate 20 cows, but the area where the cows are is less than 25 by 100.
Wow.
So meaning if you are having a homestead in a semi-urban place like Njeru, you could easily run a full functioning dairy farm with 20 cows, productive cows. So yeah, you can have the rest, the 0.75 on whatever, yeah, but that is on condition that you have somewhere where you are growing the fodders. So yeah, I grow fodders. It's a short distance from here.
We will go and check it out.
Oh yeah. So yeah, so one of the things that I really want to encourage people is, you know, one of my biggest strength with this farm is to show people that you can run this dairy operation with very minimal costs or very minimal input. I'm trying to do a self-sustainable integrated kind of farming whereby you use the most easily available resources to turn them into productivity. Yeah, so during like season of maize, I have plenty of food.
You grow the maize?
Yeah, I grow the maize, but also farmers who have who are harvesting, they don't have nothing to use the whatever, so I convert these into very good fodders for the cows.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've designed this structure that in a very small space you can have a store above, you can have a store for hay and food above the cows. So even in a very small space, if you are having a 3-4 cows operation, you can still have, even if your plot was 50 by 100, you can still have 4-5 cows in one place with this kind of arrangement. So yeah, I feed, and so one of the things that I teach people is I want people to have the most I teach them the most basic things. Many times we think that, you know, it's very complicated. There's a lot of lies that we've listened to. People think it's difficult to do agriculture. It's very difficult to do dairy farming. they have a lot of misconceptions. So I've come to dispel these misconceptions that most people have. You can see even my son,
Yeah,
who is
it's
just
interesting
5
seeing
years
him.
old, can feed the cows, can help. And this is one of the ways you can skill these young people,
True.
preparing them for the future. Yeah, so likewise, other things like, people will say, oh, cows are like this. So I want to teach you the 3 or 4 basic things that you can do and you are secure. People fear hybrid cows.
Yes.
But when you do the most basic things, you're not going to have challenges. People will say, oh, it's going to die. So most people operate via fear, or they have had, but they have not experienced. So I want to dispel some of those fears that stop people from thinking, well, it is okay. You can, it's not difficult. That's one of the things that I want to tell people. So when most people come to my farm, they are amazed. They are saying, wow, in a town, you have such a farm, and you are able to feed it. They think, my God. But some of the fodders that I have developed mechanisms whereby it's like, maybe I'm cleaning the cities. They are calling me when maybe they have slashed golf courses.
Wow.
Or they have slashed, we have an airport nearby. And so I'm able to utilize a lot of other opportunities. A lot of other opportunities like those. Yeah, so one of the basic things that I want guys to know, that if you are going to do dairy farming, you have to consider 3 or 4 things. You have to consider the health of your animals. That is paramount. But I teach people the approach where prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
So I do a lot of things to ensure that my animals don't get sick. I feed them right. I feed them on time. I give them enough water to drink. Usually when I'm teaching people, I tell them, when you are dealing with livestock, not only cows, goats, pigs, water should be 24/7. You should not have situations where you are feeding your cows water given during certain times or whatever, because you can't. This cow really wants to take a lot. Part of its healthy lifestyle is to drink water and eat. So you have to make sure you have consistent water supply. You have to make sure you have you do certain things, certain routines. So that one was health. The other is making sure you spray them. For example, they sleep in a clean environment, and yeah, that is one of the things that you should do. Those are very basic things to have a dairy operation. So don't compromise on water, don't compromise on feeds, don't compromise on their well-being. Yeah, they have. Yeah.
So
and
I'm seeing some drums right there.
yes.
What are they for? What do you use them for? If
These
we can
drums,
walk there and check.
yes. Most people do silage tanks. I also have the tanks that I grow in the pits that I've dug for the ground. But this kind of tank is very, very secure when it comes to, doing silage needs an environment that is airtight, whereby you cannot, these jerrycans have a seal. These tanks, they have a seal. So when you use them for silage, you are 100% sure that you have your food in stock. So I have 45 tanks of this nature, 50 actually, and I keep things that I want ensiled, things that will stay as long as I would wish to have them. And you can keep food here even for a year and it will not
Wow.
go bad. The longer, the better.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is one other way that you are secure that maybe during those hard times when fodders are difficult to come, drought situations, if you have your tanks like this, you are secure. Like, you have food for the future in those times. And the reason why I ensile these foods is to make sure that, it has also its healthy benefits. Like I told you, good feeding and good feeding and healthy foods. This one kills a lot of germs in the feeds. This one helps in the digestion. So if the conversion ratio was maybe 30%, when you ensile, you are going to have the conversion ratio to feeds. Maybe you reduce it to 50. Yes, so yeah, this is you can even smell on it. It is fermented, it's ready, but you can keep it as long as you wish. So all these are silage tanks.
Okay.
So that's another way of having good, healthy food.
Now, I saw where they were, is it cutting the grass?
Yes.
Maybe we can go there so that you also tell us more about it.
Okay. Oh, would you want to see the IMOs?
Oh, yes, please.
Yes. So one thing that you have noted about my farm, another fear that most people have, or the lies that they think, that if you have a dairy farm, it's going to be smelling. But you've noticed there are no flies here.
Yeah.
It is not smelling.
True.
No neighbor has ever complained because this is a residential area. And one of the things that make it that cleans the environment. I use organic ways of cleaning the environment using indigenous microorganisms. So I have this is the place where I regenerate the IMOs. So I mix this in almost virtually anything that it takes. I sprinkle them about. Incidentally, for them, yeah, they have that stingy fermented smell, but these are very healthy organisms around. So this it's like my farm is sanitized. I don't even need to be putting the IMOs every day. The moment you introduce them to the farm, yeah, they regenerate. It's an organic thing. Yeah, it's an organic matter. So yeah, I keep feeding them, I keep regenerating them with simple things like maize bran, yeah, some yeast, and yeah, the startup packs are just very cheap. And if you use the method that I do to regenerate, you don't need to be buying this as a consumable. Just 100 grams can even last you a full year, and it just costs 20,000 shillings.
Wow.
But it keeps your animals healthy. They are able to digest the food, and they are able to look healthy. It also helps them. Because it is clean food. It helps you do what? It helps you eliminate like disease.
Wow.
Yes, it is very when you involve IMOs, these are natural organisms that are okay, that will boost their digestion, that will increase their appetite. Even the water, I add in the water, I sprinkle on the food, I sprinkle on the silage. So this is part of the operation, like that keeps this environment clean.
Wow. I'm seeing more drums.
Yeah.
So what is in here now?
This section is for the brewery waste. One of the advantages of having cattle in this place, yeah, there is always an advantage about something. Some people think, oh, alcohol is bad or whatever, but these are things we get from Nile breweries, and they are good residues. They are, but it has become like a hot cake. Yeah, because when you give these, they enhance more productivity of milk. They will drink more water when they take this. Yeah, so part of the diet that I do is I give them this, but you don't have to give it as a primary. Actually, if you gave it all, like whatever, yeah, it would cause problems like bloat or you have to give them the roughages first,
Okay,
before giving them this. Yes. One of the things that I usually do is I said integrated farming. I do a lot of integrations. Even when I'm doing dairy cows, I'm not doing only Holstein. I'm doing 3 breeds. I'm doing Jersey. You can see this is a Jersey cow. I'm doing Frisian, and I'm doing Asher. So this helps. Actually, like for example, Asher, the quality of my milk is good just because of the Jersey milk. Jersey milk has high butter content. It makes the milk creamy, and surely my customers, they just wonder, they say, hey, what's this that is in your milk? It tastes good. You can take it with no sugar and it will taste good. So when I have this, the reason why I've emphasized like 50% of my herds is Jersey is it does, I found out that, a Frisian cow and a Jersey cow, if put together, they feed differently. and it's more economical to have Jersey cows, and they have a higher conversion rate. Like, for example, you'll feed a Frisian cow like this 3 times or 2 times what you feed a Jersey cow. Yeah, these are big consumers. Yes, they give a lot of milk, but the margins are very small if you breed the basic things, providing them quality feeds, providing them water, providing them some dry ratio. Yeah, they really would do. It's worthwhile doing a Jersey cow. Yep.
Wow.
In the past, I used to suffer with cow dung, and it became like a hazard for me. But later, I discovered that, this is one of the most important resource that farmers don't really see the value. So you're going to see my farm later where I plant crops, and you're going to realize that, the beauty that you're going to see, the healthy plants that you're going to see is all because of this. You're going to see the neighborhood doesn't look so good, but my farm looks good, and just because of the manure that I have. And the fact that I use IMO, these really compost very fast. They compost very fast, and yeah, right now I don't have any heap dungs that I used to have. Every time it's ready, I bag it, I take it in the garden, and yeah, it has really improved the soil and the plants.
And the trench?
The trench is
what is it for?
Yeah, this is where I harvest the urine that I use in the garden.
Okay.
I put it in jerry cans and I carry it to the garden. Yeah, it's also a very good organic matter that helps improve the health and the health of the plants. Yes, okay. And the productivity.
Okay.
So
the machine, what is this machine for?
This is a chaff cutter. It helps break through. It's very difficult for the cows to eat, for example, a full Napier grass. But when you put it here, it breaks it up. It helps in the process of breaking it up and easy there is no wastage when you use this machine. Yeah, these are very many models that are there in the market, and yeah, it's not expensive, and it's handy. It's handy to have around, because yeah, if you have 20 cows, instead of cutting with a panga, and yet still you'll have a lot of wastages. Here I've minimized the wastages. Yes.
Can we see how it works?
Okay. He's a new worker. Yeah, I've just maintained a small garden, a mini garden in this small plot that I have told you where I'm doing the zero grazing. But this just to demonstrate the power of mulching, using organic. And I've told you I don't waste in this farm. Even when the cows eat the residues that they are unable to eat or whatever, I just throw the mulch and I use it as mulch. It is good compost. The matokes are healthy. And it minimizes costs on maintaining a garden. So one of the things that I've told you what this farm stands for is to reduce the overall cost of operating a farm. So that's the reason why, I'm saying, this is it. Yeah, you use the mulch to...
It's really interesting.
Yeah, thank you. One of the things that I've done on my farm, sometimes farmers have challenges selling certain products. A big basket like this of avocado is 1,000 shillings. But yet, these are very nutritious things, including the seed. So I supplement whatever you are going to see the farm, I'm using the forest gardening model, whereby I'm growing things that us, the workers or the people working in my farm, are able to have food all throughout. And we are able to also, no wastage. Even a young jackfruit, a young avocado can be converted, and yeah, it's nutritious, and that's one of the reasons that you are seeing these animals look healthy.
Yeah, they are really looking healthy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. Drink this, I'm saying anybody can do it. Like a big style that can take 4 pigs or whatever, it's less than 150 when you just use the most basic things. Yes, you are welcome. This is the second farm in Nyenga. It's still, Nyenga is in Buikwe district. Yeah, it's just a few kilometers from the mother zero grazing dairy cow where I'm from in Njeru. And yeah, one of the things that I learned through experience dealing in agribusiness is to possess the land. And one way to possess the land is by putting some habitat on the land. It's not worthwhile to have land somewhere and you don't have your presence felt. So one of the things to do to make your presence felt is by building some accommodation situations, especially for workers and maybe yourself when you come to supervise around. Then the other situation is doing boundaries, and yeah, that's one way you know the land situation in Uganda. So if you really want to possess land, you have to have your presence, to have someone oversee whatever you are doing, and a place where you a place of arrival when you're coming to the
So you mean
farm.
sometimes you come and spend a night this side?
Yes, I come and spend the night sometimes. It's another way of really encouraging the people that are on the ground to keep working. Actually, the days that I sleep here, they will wake up on time, you know, they will not be lazy. And yeah, you'll be able to see. So every week, I spend at least 1 or 2 days on this farm. Yeah. And
Wow.
yeah. Yeah. One of the challenges that farmers meet is supervising their businesses. And yeah, you'll hear a lot of stories. I did not succeed because of workers. We end up blaming workers for all the misfortunes that happen. But one thing that I really have thought about and carefully considered is to see how do we take up the responsibilities ourselves. We should never blame our workers for our failures. So what do? More productive cows which are milking, they are there in town where I reside. The ones that are less lactating, the ones that are young, the calves, I bring them here. My long-term vision is to have my farm here, because this is like 7 acres of land. And yeah, I think with 7 acres of land, I can feed 100 cows or 50 cows. And so my long-term plan is to shift the farm here, because yeah, it has a lot of food. Yeah, so this reduces on transport costs on food when I bring all the calves that are weaned here. Yeah, after taking the milk for the 3 months, I bring them here. And here I've made sure they have what they need. So as we are going to go around the farm, you are going to discover that every plant almost, I've literally thought about that it benefits the farm, it benefits the animals, it benefits the owner. Yeah, it benefits, like, yeah, there is no mistake. There is no wastage on this farm. The residues from jackfruits, there's a lot of jackfruit trees on this plant, and fruit trees that have fallen down. Yeah, so this is the place. But remember, my keyword is I want to do a sustainable operation, self-sustainable. Yeah, like everything comes within. I have very, very little that comes from out. Yes.
How many do you have here, the cows?
I have 14 cows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. This is impressive.
Yeah.
Then now let's move. I'm seeing some rabbits.
Yes. My idea of, as I told you from the beginning, this is an integrated farm whereby I have a lot of other small projects that are there. I've thought about this because one of my biggest giftings is in training and teaching people. So I really want my farm to be a model farm, a place where people come and they pick one or the other. So like rabbit keeping, literally you don't have to spend anything to keep rabbits. It is minimal cost. After building the structures, this is going to help even in cleaning the environment closer to where the farm is. They eat weed. When you are weeding, you are not wasting anything. So they eat weed. The urine is very good for whatever. The droppings are good for as manure. So it is something very simple, but you'll find people really, they think, but this is something that does not cost a lot to have it on the farm.
Wow.
Like I said, this is a training farm. I want to inspire people to utilize their land with small projects on the farm. They keep your workers busy. So here, the weed that I get from the garden, I feed them. One of the biggest components, most people are fed piggery because they rely mostly on grain. And grain is becoming very, very expensive.
It's actually very expensive.
But you can see I've planted a lot of plants that, for example, this is mulberry. It is actually, I was reading research that this could be like 100% alternative as a feed for pigs.
Wow.
For piggery. So this is mulberry that I've planted everywhere. You are going to see this is what other people grow for silkworms, to feed silkworms. But I have I have actually videos from YouTube that this is one of the things that you can replace a lot of the supplements that we use on the pigs. So I minimize a lot of costs. These pigs, these cows, they eat the residues and the fodders that I've planted. One of them is the mulberry. Right now, as we've come at the farm, found
there is really so much to learn.
Yes.
So much to learn.
So another thing that I've also told the structure, I'm trying to teach people that you use the most basic. Some of this wood I've cut it from this garden. I've spent at most on the roof, on the iron sheets. But even if you can't afford the iron sheets, you'll see other structures. I've used papyrus and a small tarpaulin and it will do the duty. And secondly, I'm doing IMO. You don't have to cement down. These are organic ways of what you can testify. You can tell me it's not smelling.
It's not smelling.
There is no flies. I'm doing the IMO model. I keep putting dry matter, fresh matter down the ground, and it's also another feed for the pigs. Yes. So like this structure, you can see it's papyrus with the tarpaulin. This is one of the things that you're going to find about my farm is about innovation. These are tarpaulins that I used from another residue. It's not the expensive tarpaulin. I just got a tailor. He sewed together the tarpaulin, and then I put the papyrus. The rain can't go through. Yes, the rain can't go through.